today we have Chef Oscar Cabezas and Laura Bas, all the way from California, connecting with us. Hi, Laura. Hi, Oscar. How are you doing today?
Hola, hi. Very good, thank you. We're so happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for connecting. While we're still waiting for a few people to join, everyone connecting with us today, please welcome Laura and Oscar in comments and let us know where you're watching from. Today, we will be talking about amazing job opportunities with Telefèric restaurants across the United States, all the way from Los Angeles to Palo Alto and more. Now that more people are joined, hello, everyone. Well, Laura, Oscar, you can go ahead with your introduction and share more about your brand.
Sure. Okay. Muchas gracias. Thank you again for having us today and taking the time also to attend to this presentation. We're so happy to be here and share a little bit about Telefèric Barcelona Restaurant Group with you. If we may, we can start with the presentation, right, Margarita? And then we can have any questions that you want. So as you can see, Telefèric Barcelona is a Spanish restaurant group. We share our culture and our food with our guests in the United States. So we have tapas, paellas, sangria, etc. Chef Oscar will talk about that a little bit further. As you can see, we bring our culture and gastronomy all the way from Spain. The story began 32 years ago with actually siblings, Xavi and Maria Padrosa. Their origins are from the Basque country, which is the north of Spain. And they actually had the dream to share the Spanish cuisine with the United States. And today we are proud to have several restaurants in the US, also in Spain. There's actually 5 restaurants in California, and we are opening 2 more restaurants this year and hopefully many more in the future. As you all know, we have the pleasure to have with us our culinary director, Chef Oscar, who is the mastermind behind this authentic Spanish food. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Thank you very much, Laura, Margarita, and all the audience. It's a pleasure being today with all of you, and as well sharing a little bit what is this amazing restaurant, right? And precisely sharing is the important and key word in our food culture. We do food to share not only with our family members, with our friends, but as well with our guests. The food at Telefèric is mainly tapas and paella, and probably you know what tapas is, but basically tapas is food in small portions, and basically it's a way to eat, it's a social way to eat where you have a large variety and very distinct, authentic, and very bold flavors. Basically, tapas, we're talking about flavor. And I want to show you some examples of all the food that we cook in our restaurants. And basically we have Spanish octopus, as you saw before, but here you can see these small balls that there's some sort of fritter that we call croquetas. Croquetas basically has every sort of filling that you can imagine. We have on the left side, top left side, we have our garlic prawns, gambas al ajillo, very, very delicate, very intense. We use really good product as well. We use a Spanish product that we import, obviously from our land to California and to the United States, but as well we use very good organic product, right? So precisely the ones that we use for doing our paellas and just doing our sofrito, it's organic vegetables that we get from farms around the restaurant, and as well from there's a lot of local seafood suppliers that they bring us really good quality. And I'm sure that you all put your eyes in these churros, that they have this decadent chocolate just pumping out of them, very voluptuous and very delicious as well. I think we can continue. But we cannot forget our jamón. I think that we're covering this jamón and you can see us, right? But jamón ibérico is what we call the Spanish prosciutto. but let me correct. I would say that it's better than prosciutto, right? With all due respect to all our Italian folks. More food, more paellas, of course. We have meat paellas, we have seafood paellas, we have vegan paellas that we cook them with seaweed stock. It's very rich, very beautiful. As well, food at Telefèric is authentic because we are authentic Spanish, but don't get me wrong, as well, we cook contemporary food, right? So it's our own interpretation. And for example, you'll see it in the left side, our beautiful empanadas that they look like a sun. And these are our chicken empanadas, right? And we use a very traditional chicken stew. It would be pollo al ajillo, right? And it would be kind of an ají de gallina, right? And that we put inside the empanadas. Patatas bravas, more croquetas, large variety. As I said, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn a lot of techniques. You're gonna learn a lot of different like food, and not only that, we know it's from one background that it's Spain, but as well, we're all the chefs that they work in the company, they're well traveled, right? And we use a lot of different influences and different stories to craft our food. Um, of course, we do big steaks. This is the chuletón. This is a very expensive dish, and well, you'll accomplish to cook to the perfection this bone-in ribeye by the end of your stash. We're pretty well organized, so whenever you come to Teleferic, you'll see that you will start with things that are more or less simple, but you'll be understanding the operation little by little, understanding the restaurant, knowing your fellas, knowing your little crew, right? But at the end, you'll be a master in Spanish food. That's something that we take pride on it, right? That whenever you invest your time with us, you learn not only a culture, which is the American culture, and that's a big part of that exchange, but as well another culture that is would be Spanish food culture, right? We cook seafood, fish. We're pretty strong on it, and I would say that vegetables, meat, and seafood, they have the same quote in our menu design. It's like 1/3 each. So that's pretty cool because you learn from different things, right? Um, Desserts, we cannot forget about it. We saw Torrija, but our star of the restaurant, and we cannot deny that, is our paellas, right? Paellas, they have a whole section. That's why people mainly come to the restaurant and they're very impressed. Even Spaniards, even people from our country, they tell us, look, I really don't know where to find these paellas in Spain. They're so good that thank you so much, right, for cooking it this way and with these talented techniques and talented cooks. And hopefully you'll be one of our crew and you'll participate to this some sort of gift that we offer to the community wherever we are.
Thank you, Oscar. Actually, my favorite paella is the paella negra. I love it.
Yeah, the squid paella, so delicious, so intense in flavor.
Exactly. Muy bien. So let's continue with the locations that we have nowadays. We have our locations in the north of California, Los Gatos, Palo Alto, and Walnut Creek. They are in the Bay Area, basically located. Then in Spain, we have Barcelona and Sant Cugat, 2 locations. And then in the south, we have our Los Angeles locations, which we actually did the celebrations of the Latino Oscars this Sunday, and we are really proud of that as well. Second year. Last year we did it as well. It's a lot of fun. And then we also have our location in Long Beach. It's already open, and it's a beautiful location in front of a marina. It's also in the south of California. It's about 40-minute drive from Los Angeles. Catering kitchen. Maybe Chef Oscar would like to share a little bit about this area.
Yeah, it's when we started a few years ago and we opened our first restaurant, we were truly focused on our restaurant operation, right? But the demand for catering was so big that we were forced to create a new kitchen just for catering, and that's exciting. That's uh, and that's some sort of fun Every day is different at catering. You're visiting this big headquarters that Meta has, Google, all these tech companies in the Silicon Valley. Well, we go all time there, and we participate of their culture, right? Just sharing as well our food. Not only this, but as well, there's a lot of famous people that we cater, and not that I can disclose name, but we're in Hollywood, we're in Silicon Valley, so all these tech gurus or CEOs that you normally see on TV, so that's kind of normal to see it in our restaurants, right? But as well for actors and actresses, right? We participate to the Hollywood culture, Hollywood life, and we cater. We're a fancy catering because there's not a lot of Spanish food, and everyone loves Spanish food, right? So we're pretty lucky, we're pretty talented. We have this big facility where we create our catering. We have chefs that are only specialized on catering. So if in the future, you're thinking maybe catering is a good idea for me, just come and learn with us. We'll show you everything, and hopefully you'll be able to, one day go back to your hometown and just have an incredible operation as we do. That's what we wish for you, to learn and have success.
Perfect. All right. Well, here we have a little bit of kitchen J1 trainees testimonials that actually maybe later on will answer some questions that will also be useful. This is Tessa. She's from the Philippines. She actually went back to her home country and started her own business selling Spanish food, actually. So we are so proud of her. She learned a lot, and she could apply that to her own country later on. So this is what Chef Oscar just said. That's the idea, that you join our team, you learn as much as you can, and then you apply that to your future, right? Here we have Prince, we have Eunice. So these are great examples as well about J1 interns and trainees that have joined us. And yeah, here we have Yul. As you can see, there's a lot of different nationalities, right? We have people from Korea, the Philippines, Peru, etc. So that's beautiful because we can actually learn not only about professional matters, but also from each other, right? From different cultures. And this, I believe, that makes everyone grow personally and professionally, and it's the great experience. There's also outings that we do with all the J1 interns and trainees that join us. So there's fun activities. There's activities that are related to the culture, cultural activities in the United States, like the pumpkin carving contest, which you guys will be able to do and be part of it, or also just fun outings like the laser tag or all of these fun things. Also, like maybe having lunch, dinner at the restaurant all together, or in an In-N-Out burger on the right. Well, you can see a group of J1 interns and trainees. They go sometimes with the chefs as well, and experience also different culinary experiences. That's it. We believe that we are a lot of fun, at the same time professional experience, and we would love anyone that wants to have this experience to join us. And we are open to any questions at the moment. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Laura and Chef Oscar. This is an amazing presentation, and all these mouth-watering pictures, especially the paellas. I think, like Chef Oscar highlighted, me, even based in Barcelona, it's quite hard to find authentic paella. So indeed, having it in California, it's very special experience you're creating for Americans and people visiting. I also would like to highlight that the events you're hosting, for all our audience, I'm welcoming you to follow Telefèric on Instagram, because they do share the events they're doing and the caterings time to time on Instagram. And I think it's really interesting to see the scale you're doing and the people you cater to. So really inviting you to follow Telefèric Barcelona Restaurants on Instagram. And obviously, it's really nice to see other successful J1s who already completed the program, knowing they either launch their business or continue their career. So thank you so much for this presentation. I'm sure there's still so much to share, so we will continue with the questions. Laura, I will start with one for you. Could you tell our audience what makes Telefèric Barcelona, the brand, so special?
Sure, yes. So I would say I believe the brand authenticity is a vibrant and different experience that we offer to our guests. We're not only serving food, but sharing a culture in a foreign country, right? So we actually, our slogan is travel to Spain, no passport required, because this is what we want them to feel, right? We want our guests to feel when they enter at the restaurant as if they were in Spain, eating paella, having fun, sharing dishes, sipping sangria, right? And this is what we want them to feel. So I think that the brand's authenticity is what makes us different and special. And the feeling that we make our guests feel when they enter into the restaurant, I believe this is what they make them want to come back. We have a lot of regular guests, and we're so happy and honored to have them back.
Thank you for answering. And Chef Oscar, what do you think sets Teleferic restaurants apart from other restaurant brands in California or in the United States?
Oh, well, something that it's very important is as well, and something that Laura just said, basically it's authenticity. All our management, or mainly the big part of our management, is Spanish. It's not everyone Spanish, but most of it is Spanish. And that's something that it helps just crafting some sort of transportation, like as Laura was saying, no passport required, right? But you can go to Spain because we're here. Spain comes to you, right? So I would say number one, right? Not many restaurants, they create such a vibrant ambience, right? But as well, it's a big investment, right, from us, just bringing everyone. But we truly believe that it's something that it really it crafts a really big idea, that it's not that we're providing a service, but we're providing experience. And as well, I would say that just because of the way that the restaurant is built up and the teams that we have, um, we're in a segment that we call it like almost fine dining, right? We call it casual fine dining, and there's not a lot of restaurants that they can operate with such success in the United States at that level, just being a restaurant group, right? So, and finally, I cannot deny that just because what I do is just crafting the product, right? I'm a little bit an artisan, with as well our bartenders and our, our wine directors. We craft all these offer. We all our products are authentic. We don't copy, right? So whatever you're gonna eat at Teleferic, if you eat it wherever in the world, it's just because they copied us, right? So we create more than 50 new dishes every year that they're finished and presented at the restaurant. So that's final dishes. So it means that all our chefs, they're always just doing new things, creating new ideas, new products. So we have final 50 preparations.
It's so great to hear with how much love you sharing all of that. Like I could see it and feel it through the screen. So thank you so much. Just before we speak about opportunities, you mentioned there are so many recipes created during the year. Did you ever had a J1 helping you to finalize any dish or maybe add an idea, because you have all this cultural exchange from other nationalities, which I'm sure you also adding, even though it's a Spanish cuisine?
So not only this, but it's even better, I would say. Our research and development is open, so it's accessible to everyone. It just has to be coordinated with the chef, just for organizational purposes. But it's even better because in I would say all the restaurants, and it's pretty common that J1s, they cook the food from their country, right? And they share it as a family meal with the rest of the employees. So it's something that it's lovely, right? And I always tell all the chefs, like, hey, when it's J1 family meal, call me. and I want to show up, right? Because to be honest, they're the best family meals. There's so much love involved, and they really know their craft, right? So, no pressure, no pressure, right? So you always get help, right? But everyone appreciates a lot. Everyone is really happy. All our American colleagues, or just people from our countries. As Laura well said, our ambience in the restaurant is international. So we have people and students and employees from different cultures, not only Spanish, not only American, and everyone is very happy to learn from other palates, right?
Definitely. And it's nice highlight what you mentioned, that they have access to the development kitchen, obviously with the permission of the chefs. But I think for anyone who wants to grow in culinary world, obviously it's not only about just cooking, it's also about creating the dishes, creating the recipes. So having this access during the J1 program, it's a big plus for them. So I believe it's also a selling program for your opportunities. Well, perfect, Laura. Now, can you tell us about what positions do you have open and who are you looking for? Because I think that's the most interesting for our viewers to
Sure.
understand what positions they can secure.
So we have front of the house and back of the house positions. All of them are meant to be rotational positions. So, for example, if you're in the kitchen, you will learn from every area of the kitchen, right? The cold area, the paella area, desserts, etc. Our kitchen actually is an open kitchen. Most of the restaurants have an open kitchen. So there's a lot of responsibility in there, right? Because you're cooking in front of the guest. So basically, again, back of the house position is a rotational kitchen position. The idea is that after 1 year, you finish the training and you know everything about the kitchen. Basically, that we would love you to stay, but you have to go back to your home country and obviously, hopefully, apply that. And then front of the house, we also have open positions in front of the house. We're flexible in the intakes, so you can start any time of the year, which that's important because depending on the schools or programs that you do, you may have to finish, some studies before or after. So we're very flexible. And regarding front of the house, again, it's rotational training. You will learn about the reservation system. We use Open Table, for example, greeting the guest, seating the guest. You will learn about the food as well, being on the main restaurant area, explaining, running the food, serving the guests, learning all the allergies. So it's a complete training, both front of the house and back of the house. So when you finish your training, you know how the restaurant works in all the aspects. Yeah, and that's it.
So perhaps you, Laura, could share the qualifications and skills you're looking for in candidates applying for front of the house, and maybe after Oscar could share more about back of the house because he's more close to
Yeah.
the kitchen.
So basically, first of all, and I think that's obvious, but we want to have people that are good person and positive and are passionate. And you can feel that when you're doing an interview, if they are like excited and happy, and you can see it in the eyes, no? First of all, is the kind of person that you are. You want to be willing to do this, willing to do this change. Is going far away from your home country, so you have to be ready for this. We have high volume in our restaurants, so we're looking for someone that likes high volume, likes to be active, and be ready to learn and eager to do different tasks, right? Um, and then regarding experience, we believe that it's interesting to have previous experience in maybe smaller restaurants in your home country, so you are ready for this next level. But basically, I mean, it depends on the candidate and how they are willing to learn. Attitude is the most important thing for us. I think now Chef Oscar, right?
Yeah, on the back of the house, it doesn't differs a lot. Basically, it's kind of the same line. Um, what I would say is that when we're looking for students to join our team, the three more important things that we look for, as Laura said, and it's not in order, right? But number one is attitude, right? We just want people that they're excited to have this new experience, to just add up some greatness to their life, right? Or just new experience, right? Number two, we're looking for people that they're willing to perfect their skills. Okay, so there's as well a technical purpose on this experience. It's not only a cultural exchange, but as well you're coming here to learn and to be a better, in that case, back of the house, to be a better chef, right? And eventually one day, pues, you'll be an executive chef of a really successful business, even it's going to be maybe your business, right? So we want to be there. We want to be we want to be one stage of that. And third, and probably it's the most important thing, we're looking for good human beings. As simple as that, right? We believe that overall, our team, it's based in really good people that really like what they do. And just because we're in a great team, we're really good at this, right? And if I can, I would link it as well. And it's sort of another subject, but to the culture, right? Because creating an ambience of work in a restaurant that we all know restaurants, they're like fast path environment. In some restaurants there's a lot of stress, but you cannot deny that if you're a good restaurant you'll be busy, right? So just managing busy without stress, that's what we like to do, right? So we like, our culture is based on culture of effort, of course, but as well culture of patience, culture of empathy, culture of being a good person, right? No matter the situation is, just making good decisions that are fair, that benefit the collective, right? So I would say that the culture work at Telefèric Barcelona is based on grace, right? It's based on just gratitude. Be happy, embrace the moment, helping the other. So there's no, in the restaurant, of course, everyone has a duty, right? So there's a back of the house and there's a front of the house. But if I may correct, and how we feel, it's as there's one team. There's one team. We're a very solid team just to achieve a goal that it's to make the people that they come happy through crafting delicious food, an excellent service, and wonderful drinks as well, right? We do not only have good food. Our bar program is excellent. It's amazing. We have some of the best cocktails of the world and an incredible wine list. So yeah, I would say like it's a combination of professionalism, good professionals that I believe we are, right? All the management, but as well, very proactive training, just having all our students engaged, just pushing them in a good way, right? Just come on, we can do better. How can I help you, right? So just having a very human approach.
Chef, you guessed my next question when you mentioned about human being, and I was like, yeah, definitely the next question is work culture, and you just moved to this. I agree about the restaurants being busy, and actually, I think when you were mentioning the catering part before, I remember when I was part of the kitchen, it was the most exciting when you was really busy, you doing it, all of that, and then the nicest feeling when you see the event is running smoothly and the kitchen is wrapped, and you just enjoy the event you created, you know? So I think it's a really fulfilling experience for anyone in front of the house or back of the house when you have these busy days when the checks keep coming out of the printer, but in the end, it's a successful evening, successful night with, I don't know, record of seated guests and all of that. So I think
Absolutely.
people who love that, they get, you know, dopamine from all of this stress, if you call it. But for me, I think it's fun part of being in the service.
Yeah, and it's always as well, we said one after the other, right? So you have 20 tickets. Okay, we're gonna cook one after the other. Okay, let's organize ourselves, right? It's not
Exactly.
we're not in a hospital.
Exactly. No, but I can imagine your paella station being fully packed
Yeah.
and having the next ticket, knowing that paella takes time. But it's a fun part of being there. Perfect. Well, since we focus a lot on J1 program, for the participants, it's also relocation and joining you in other part of the world. I know Telefèric creates a support system for anyone joining and starting the program. Laura, could you share a little bit more the support your restaurant provides?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we understand that it's not easy, right? Going to live abroad, different country, different culture, by yourself, away from your family and friends. As you know by our accent, we are from Spain, so we have gone through this process as well. And many of our team members have done so. Um, Actually, we have Anna. She is from the human resources team. And Anna also did a J1 training before. After her J1 training, she stayed here with us in the human resources department. So she understands what's the J1 training about. And her job is basically to help you, right? To help all the J1 interns and trainees that they join Telefèric Barcelona. So their experience in relocating is a little bit more smooth. Obviously, it's not going to be everything easy, no? Some people may find different challenges, but she's there to help you, to assist you. We are all here, obviously, to help and assist you. Anna does a meeting one-to-one with every J1 intern or trainee before they arrive to the US to explain them about uh, accommodation, bank account, social security, etc., like an online meeting. She sends also documentations like onboarding and welcome packages, so they have information that they can read about Telefèric, about the location they are moving, etc. She also can, she does put J1 interns and trainees in contact with each other. So maybe someone has a room available and you can get to know them online before going to the US, etc. So there's a lot of help and assistance before you relocate to the United States, so it can be easier for you, this process, and we try to help as much as we can. Also, chefs and restaurant managers, they know, right, that you're looking for example, accommodation. Maybe you have to go see an apartment and you want to do an evening shift instead of a morning shift. So we understand the first weeks are challenging, and we all adapt and understand that this is a relocation and you need to be happy, and then you can also be happy at work, right? It's a win-win.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I think when the restaurant or brand has already hosted a lot of J1s before and having a big base of J1s in the US, it's easier for someone to join again, as you mentioned, knowing someone who already can leave the room for them or share how they found I don't know, any activities or interest when they're outside of training. And while you are doing this, we're also doing it from our side, from Placement International. We connect all the J1s together. We share housing advice and all of that. And I think for anyone who participates, the most important is just to stop stressing, listen to this advice you receive from both sides and read the information you receive, and just step by step solve the things for the relocation. Of course, it can be stressful in the beginning, but there's always someone to support you. So definitely you're in the right hands to be. We could wrap with the last question about the advice both of you would give to any applicant interested in your positions.
Sure. Well, basically, the advice is simple. I believe just come with an open mind, and a lot of energy, and to have this amazing experience, right? I think that the most important is, as we already said, Chef Oscar and myself, the attitude, willingness to learn, and this can be a great opportunity not only to grow professionally but also personally. To live abroad with different cultures, and you can learn so much from the US culture and from Spanish culture, and have this training. I think it changes a lot of people, and it shapes a lot of our interns and trainees. They're different when they arrive than when they leave, I believe, and it's very positive. That's what I would say.
Chef Oscar, anything from your side?
Absolutely. Not only, as Laura is saying, professional and personal growth, but as well, I think that it's a collective experience, right? So the people that they meet at the restaurant, it's gonna be a lifelong friendship. And it's something that it starts at a certain moment and it's new for everyone. Everyone is kind of nervous at the beginning. After 2 weeks, they're best friends forever with everyone, and it lasts forever, right? So it's an experience that it's going to change your life for good. Um, and I would say that we're really good at just creating this space of safety, of learning, right? Where everyone's happy and really all the J1s with the employees, they're one family, right? So, and you see, I know, and I still have contact with J1s that we were together in the kitchen 10 years ago, right? So I remember some students from Ecuador, from Peru, from Philippines, from Korea, that I'm in contact with them, and they're like, "Hey, Chef Oscar, can you send me a recommendation letter for? Okay, let's take a look. Let me talk to human resources. Hey, Chef Oscar, I'm starting this business. Can you promote me?" It's like, of course, I'm gonna help you. I'll do my best, right? So it's a long lasting and kind of forever. You're part of a family, right?
Chef, I want to share a personal experience. Actually, I think this inspired me. I was a J1 as well, and I remember a moment when one of my sous chefs came, and he was like, "Rita, imagine if you never learned English, we would never meet." And he was just so thankful that we had a lot of J1s at that moment, that all of us learned English, came all the way to America and joined the team to share all the cultural differences we have with them. Because at that time, for example, he didn't travel out of US. So for him, it was nice to get the cultures this way, right? And what you said about life-lasting relationship, this is one of the examples as well. So I truly encourage everyone viewing this session and recording to continue going outside of comfort zone, continue learning, continue growing, making these new connections. And I think J1 program is one of the best ways to do it. Chef Oscar, Laura, thank you so much for answering all my questions, for doing your presentation, for sharing about Telefèric Barcelona Restaurants and the brand, about the positions. For anyone watching, thank you so much for your attention, and I hope all this information was useful to you. We will be hosting online interviews in the next few weeks, so please feel free to send us a message in the comments and apply on placementinternational.com website to join opportunities with Telefèric. We will be seeing you soon on the interviews. So thank you.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Adiós. Thank you.
Muchas
Bye-bye.
gracias. Hasta pronto.